So again, setup wise, I think a lot of the stuff you were doing there from the book were good. Okay, weight was forward, you open up your left foot nicely. Okay, for me, when you were doing the little chips, okay,
yeah,
club was kind of going almost a little bit outside the line, which is kind of almost like you're pushing it away to try and stop it getting too inside. And obviously once momentum kind of carries on now, once that club starts having to come back in here, it's going to go whoop, and it will just getting way on the inside. So as you get to here now, that chip shot of a release one or a basic chip, we're still okay. Once you start getting here now and that club disappears behind you, and the club now in your hands, you see the club just disappear out the camera there. You've dragged your arms behind you a bit more.
Too much rotation. Really,
exactly, too much rotation, not getting enough wrist hinge and set. Okay, so the feeling on this one here now as you go back, club going back there now, there's your hands kind of level. Okay, the hands are lower as well when the club head gets level with the hands, because what you've done there now, you've set the wrist earlier, whereas before you were sort of very much rotate, and the arms didn't actually get level with the club head till, well, almost hip height and stuff. So more set there, and the club face now staying nice and open. Club face now can come back down, get it back in front, use the bounce, okay, and rotate through as you do very well. The only one you're going to get on occasions, I think, because you've been used to coming too far from sort of inside here, is that kind of wrapping over with the hands, and that was almost sort of lending it to that sort of the release 3, where you're trying to sort of feel the wrist hinge, and you were kind of almost rolling the wrists are kind of moving in a different manner when you're doing that release pattern. Okay, so it's worth practicing it. Okay, I think once you get the confidence back, and I mean you've hit 10 or 15 shots there, 20 shots there without, dare I say, death in one. Commentator's curse now, isn't it? Okay. First kill. Yeah, cheers, guy. But yeah, you've made a better strike there all the time. Okay, so you're starting to get the sensation that club is working up. Could it go a little bit more? Of course it can do, yeah. But at the moment now you're in a window where you were to where you are. In time we'll get the club face sort of going from where it is at here to kind of back in front of you a little bit more. And the more in front you get, the easier that'll be anyway, okay? And like I say, setup, for the most part, it's decent, okay? So you've ticked that box. Backswing, if the backswing's good or in a good enough position, that's fine. You then got to be completely horrendous on the way down to make a mess of it, okay? So if the setup and backswing are good, most of the job's done. All then you got to do is just get the body to rotate, which you do very well. The one thing, like I say, you're going to have to just be careful of, you're not trying to rotate the club face, because if you had a few shots coming in from here, you'll want to kind of do that with the hands. And you might get a couple of shots, but you do have a couple on the left of the green there, where you were coming back on a good angle, and then your brain went, oh, I've got to try and turn the... Exactly, yeah. And that's where when you're trying to use your wrist, you kind of go in that way as opposed to that. So that kind of like palm down to the ground kind of drill, just move the arms around this way, where you're keeping the palms facing down and feel that. So hand in the holster, the hand is here. It's not going to be rolling and twisting over. Okay, mate?
That's perfect.
Makes sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well done, buddy.